Hi, Allel.
Hey,
Could you introduce yourself and your business, please?
hi, I am Allel Aimiche, and my business is a vegan coconut yogurt. And it was a startup, so we started with very, very little, but we were very successful after 3, 4 years. And the company grew. It was beautiful. It was uh, environmental, friendly. It was all natural, no fillers, no sugar, and it was all natural. It was a very beautiful product. Is a very beautiful product, and yeah, that's where we started.
Yeah, wow, awesome. So, how did you come up with the idea of Rico yogurt?
Well, the idea came from health. I had candida, which is an overgrowth of bacteria, which 75% of America has, and they're not aware of. So if you're addicted to sugar or alcohol or gluten or stuff like that, so it means that you have this bacteria growing within your gut. And I had it for 3 years and didn't know. I'm very skinny. I work out all the time. I watch what I eat, but I found myself being attracted to during the summer to ice cream, and during the winter sometimes to other stuff that had sugar. And a friend of mine who was an Eastern medicine doctor told me, you have candida, and I'm like, oh, what is that? And she explained to me, and then I went from there. I did some research. I went around. So probiotics are very, very good for that, and my yogurt is a probiotic yogurt. I'm doing my research. I started trying coconut yogurt, and coconut as well is very good for mold. So trying every yogurt on the market, I wasn't satisfied, and I'm like, I can do better than that, and I start experimenting.
Wow, that's a great way to answer your own solution.
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
so, as an entrepreneur, what drives you? What motivates you in your everyday life?
Always a challenge because we're in a society where we like to be challenged. We like to go and do things for ourselves. As we went from our grandparents and parents were working for bigger companies, and then my generation in the 90s, someone who, for example, his dad was a mechanic working for Mercedes, and the kid usually, take after the dad, and he's like, well, I can do that better. Why would I work for somebody else? And that's where the entrepreneurs started to flourish, in America and around the world. So that's where what I like is the challenge, the drive of meeting people and starting from zero and coming up with ideas, and that was one of the ideas that drove me. And I wanted to share the love of health and wellness with people, and that's my drive.
Okay, awesome. And is was that a reason for you to come to the US?
No. I started as I'm an actor originally. I was an actor in Paris, and I lived in New York, and then I moved out here to LA. And actually, after 20 years of acting, I wasn't very satisfied because it's more of an egotistical satisfaction, and I'm more of a spiritual person, and I like to share and be part of a group, and share the love, and waiting for auditions and waiting around and being miserable. So you work, you're happy, you don't work, it's already miserable. I wanted to take my happiness into my hands and, moved away from the acting and started my company.
Okay, great, nice. On your everyday job, what would you do on the work field as the boss of Rico Yogurt?
Well, I'm going to start from the beginning. I was one person company, so my day will start at 4:30 a.m., drive to the kitchen, make the yogurts, go and do demos because you want people to try yogurt within the stores. And then after that, go home, wash the jars, put the labels, prepare the juices, because you have to watch your spending. So I would do some stuff that you are able to do it in your house. I will do it in the house. And then to do my yogurt, I had rented a kitchen, an industrial kitchen. I will go to the kitchen. I will drop everything and then come back, and by that time it will be 8 p.m. and I go to bed, and every day like that for about 4 years. So after a year and a half, I had the possibility, and on Saturday and Sunday, I was doing farmers market. So after a year and a half, 2 years, I was able to hire one person, and this person will prepare the stuff for me, and then I would just take meetings in the morning. Go to the kitchen, do the yogurt, and then take meetings during the day to open more stores or to look for investors and stuff like that.
Okay, wow, that's a lot of work at the beginning.
Well, believe me, until you're able to build a team, that was my work for 4 years. I was every day, 7 days a week for 4 years. I worked like nobody.
Okay, congratulations. So, what would you say are the key elements for starting and running a successful business?
Well, I started the business with one beach cooler at the farmers market. I didn't have extra money, and I have learned a lot. The key is to keep your company to the minimum, right? Don't have a lot of spendings. Anything that you can do by yourself, you'll do it, not be scared to work and pull up your sleeve and go for it. And then save the money, save the money meaning not for yourself, but save the money for the company, because so you start with one store, then you have 2 stores, then all of a sudden you have 4 or 5 stores, and then that multiplied by 2. So you want to have the financial strength to be able to put your own money until you're able to find people who are attracted to your business or your product that will invest. And that's very hard because people don't like to take chances nowadays. You have some people who do, but a lot of people, they want to come into the company that when you make $1 million, for example, or $2, $3, $4 million. And that I have heard that so many times that I was turned off at the end. So it's really saving and keeping the company at the minimum spending.
Okay, I get it. And to jump on another question who has a relation, how did you finance at the beginning? So did you have the venture rounds or you?
No. At the beginning, I had $1,000 and a beach cooler full of yogurt, and I went to the farmers market. And then the following week, I sold out in the first week, sold out in the second week. The third week, I sold only half, and that was scary. But I have saved the money. And then after that, I was just a successful. My level was successful. I was sold out all the time. Then after 3 months here in LA, we have a fancy store that's kind of the beginning of Whole Food. It's called Air One. And walked into Air One and saw the manager and say, "Hey, I have the best coconut yogurt in the US." He laughed. He tried it. He's like, "Oh my God." And the owner was there as well. So she tried it. And then they asked me for extra papers, as insurance, LLCs and stuff like that. I started as a DBA doing business as. And after that, I had come up with another flavor that was a passion fruit yogurt, and I went with that, and he tried it and he flipped out and he's like, "Okay, come, we make an order." And from there it was a little easier. I did 6 of their stores. They had 7 now, and it was beautiful. I was very lucky on that part.
Okay, well, nice. And so also, when did the opportunity for this business arrive, and was like the timing important for the success of the business?
Well, as I say, I created my own opportunity, right? Through knowing what I had, going out there. It wasn't a lot of coconut yogurt in a glass jar and really has a lot of probiotics and stuff in it. It was like, I think 2 of them, and they weren't very good. And I created my opportunity. So I jumped into that wave where, here, I think in LA, they have a huge... It's part of a little bit of a fashion and stuff, but they have a huge health and wellness consciousness, So I just surfed the wave, right?
Okay, yeah, I get it.
So I'm sorry. As an entrepreneur, you want to be aware of what's going on, and you want to be paying attention. So meaning, you want to be seeing what kind of opportunity before the opportunity arises, right? So it's a little bit of tapping into the conscious awareness. So because we own one and we all think alike, and we usually download. We don't invent anything. We download stuff. So the download was there, and I think I got it.
Okay. So, can you tell me about something that you enjoyed the most while working for Rico Yogurt, and something that you enjoyed the less?
Well, what I enjoyed the most is meeting people and the respond and the smile, really the smile of the people on their face when they tried my yogurt. And that was the most fulfilling, right? And what I enjoyed the less is that I had to work very hard. I'm not scared of working, but I wish I had a little financial strength at the beginning, because there's a lot of things I wanted to do. And I wasn't able. So for me, it was a hustle every day, and the hustle is hard sometimes on your mind and your body. And I didn't even recover yet. I'm still tired.
Okay, yeah, I get it. Again, what's the obstacle? Like, what's an obstacle you had to face when scaling the business, and how did you overcome this obstacle?
Well, I was very smart because I never, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to, say I was very smart, but I think I had a very good thinking. I didn't take a lot at the same time. Let's say if I had 3 stores that wanted to work with me, I would take one at a time, and every month I will go to the next one and the next one. So I was very careful not to chew more than what I can bite. And I think that's a very smart way to scale, because people can. I am in Whole Food as well, and Whole Food started me in a local program, and then they call me and they say, "Oh, we want to give you the whole Southern California, right?" And instead of saying yes, I'm like, "Okay, let me find some partners or investors, and then I'll be right back at you," because that was 65 stores. So I will jump from 18 stores to 65 stores, and that would be totally crazy, right? So it's always not chewing more than what you can bite. Unless you have the financial possibility, then no problem, go. Because with money, you can do anything you want. Really, everything is possible, right? But if you're just starting and you're a startup, basically startups usually don't have a lot of money, right? They have to work overtime. They have to do what they have to do until they reach that state where people are like, I really want to invest in your company. And I think that.
Okay, yeah. Okay, cool, nice. And so once you had a few employees, so you worked as a leader. So how did you manage efficiently your team?
You know, one thing is to always be kind and to people, and always put your shoes instead of their shoes, and not treat people as treat everybody the same. And the team will love you, and they will do anything for you. And that's in my nature anyway. I'll treat everybody the same. You can be a CEO, you can be somebody who is in the street. I will talk to you the same way, and I will have the same respect, because I see the spirit in the person, not the package, right? And that's what we are. So really be kind and be nice, and people will go extra miles for you,
Okay, yeah. Okay, nice. Nice. And so, what's the most important leadership lesson, and what advice would you give to a new entrepreneur who are starting out?
Well, find something that you are passionate about. Really, don't do the thing just for the money, because that never pays, So if you come up with an idea, make sure that make sure that your heart is into it, and you are really, really ready to work, and you will see the financial reward later. Sometimes you see that. So when you start a business, you don't see the financial reward within maybe 3 to 4 years, right? To start just seeing to be above the water. So be ready for that already. And then, again, just work from the heart and do it because you know that's going to be helping or opening eyes or helping people, or, you got to find something. I think that's more of a collective than something personal, because the personal satisfaction will never go far. I mean, I don't know. That's, for me, was sharing everything, sharing the health, sharing my smile, sharing my personality. I'm a sharer, so I never had any regrets, on what I did.
Okay, okay. And so you said that you don't see any financial results before quite few years. So how before then did you measure performance and efficiency within the company?
Well, my efficiency and performance was rewarded by the amount of stores that approached me and wanted to have my product in their shelves. And that's the only thing I saw. And then the response from the customers. Financially, I didn't see anything until I sold, and even when I sold it, it was okay. I worked all this time. I didn't make a profit. I didn't really care at that point. So that's where you see the efficiency, and then people approaching you, people wanting to work with you, people wanting to represent you. All this is a reward, in itself.
Okay, okay. Okay, nice. So we're getting towards the end. So what would you say is the best career decision you've ever made in your life or in this?
Well, it's to sell because when COVID hit, nobody knew what it was. Everybody was scared, and that's actually where I made the most money. Because other yogurts weren't able to get into the store, or they were closed, and I just went head down and just worked more. And then my coconut supplier, the coconuts were stuck on the Southeast Asia in the boat. So it took me 3 months or 4 months even to get some coconuts. But by the time I had to find somebody who will buy back the recipe and the training for the teams. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm kind of training a new teams, and they want to take the recipe and everything and, surf again the wave from there.
Okay, nice. Yeah, so you would say that the best career decision is to sell just before the COVID crisis.
Yeah, well, that's one thing if there's COVID, but if there's no COVID, you got to make the same decision to sell when it's, right there where, it's either it could go super big, or sometimes, hey, maybe people are into almond yogurt or maybe into cashew yogurt. So you got to feel as well to have that feel, right? But one thing I could say is if you sell, never sell 100% of all your work, right? You always want to keep 5 to 10% to have residuals for the rest of your life, if I may say.
Okay, nice. And last but not least, if you were to write a book about yourself, how would you name it? Hmm.
uh, the itinerary of a destined boy, or the itinerary of a destined man, or something like that.
Okay, great.
I have a quite interesting life. It wasn't only that, but I left when I was 17 my home, and I went around the world, and I did a lot of things that made me rich in my experience, but never rich in my bank account, which I don't really care, because you see COVID-19 hits, you get it. If you got the wrong strain of COVID, you're gone in a week. But I think what you want to do is have a lot of experience in life and really open yourself to grow spiritually and as a human being. That's the most beautiful reward you can have.
Okay, cool, awesome. And okay, so now one last question. It's do you have any future plans, entrepreneurship plans? Are you working on?
Well, yeah, I have started a van company, so I buy vans and I rebuild them as traveling cars. So they have everything inside. You can just go with your family, enjoy nature, and that's been very successful as well. And I have been lucky so far.
Yeah, congratulations, Allel.
Thank you.
Okay, nice. Well, thank you very much for this interview, Allel, and I hope the best for the rest of your businesses.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.